Hey guys, welcome back. It's Miss Chavez, and today we are going to be going over our Worldy-Wise Lesson 4 word list. And I do apologize if I sound a little muffled or muted. I'm a little congested today, so I'm going to try and speak as clearly as I can. As always, with these lists, we are focusing on context clues and inferencing and being able to use the words around an unknown word in a sentence to figure out and predict what it means. So our first word of the day is aloft, and it is an adverb. And our example sentence is a strong breeze kept the kites aloft. And the definition for aloft is up in the air, especially in flight. So when we look back and we see the words strong breeze and kites, kites, when we fly kites, are up in the sky, and there kind of has to be a breeze for it to ride on in order for it to like sail and stay up. So those are some key words that tell us what aloft means. And here in the picture, you can see all these kites are just up in the air. Our second word is attain, and it is a verb. The example sentence that the book gives us is redwood trees attain heights of over 300 feet. That's pretty freaking tall, guys. Like, trying to think of a good size comparison. um, it's multiple stories. We'll put it that way. It's multiple stories. They get really tall. Um, they're famous for their height, etc. But regardless, the focus is attain. The word attain. And the definition of attain is to reach, to arrive at, and as well as to achieve. Let me move this for you. Here you go. Our third word is buffet, and it can be a noun or a verb depending on how you want to use it. So, our example sentence is the abundance of food at the buffet allowed people to go back for second and third helpings. Now, the word abundance is italicized because it was a vocab word. See, they all keep coming back. And just a reminder, abundance means plentiful. There's a lot of it, there's extra of the food at the buffet allowed people to go back for the second or third helpings. Okay, so as a noun, buffet means a piece of furniture with drawers and shelves for storage and display of plates, dishes, and bowls. It can also mean a meal laid out for guests to help themselves, like in our example sentence. When you use it as a verb, it means to pound repeatedly or to batter. Thus, a picture of our buffet line where you go down and you serve yourself and you help yourself to the food. Our next word is elude, and elude is a verb. If we change the suffix, remember the suffix is the ending portion of the word, and we do elusive, it becomes an adjective. And our sentence is the mouse eluded the cat by slipping through the crack. So, what words in this sentence can we pull out? What can you use to help you connect to your background information and things that you already know so that you can better infer the meaning of the unknown word? So, elude as a verb means to escape by being quick or clever, like the mouse escaping through the crack to elude or evade the cat. Elusive, remember when we change that suffix, becomes an adjective. Elusive means hard to find or capture. It can also mean hard to explain or make clear. So, I decided to put a Where's Waldo up on the slide because Where's Waldos are extremely hard to find sometimes. He's very elusive, good at hiding in his background. And I did. It took me a few minutes to find him, but he's actually right here in the right-hand side of the screen, kind of just under the video. Very elusive, hard to find. Our next word is flammable. It's an adjective, and our example sentence is building materials must be fireproofed so that they are not flammable. And I see at least one word in that sentence that should tell you what flammable means if you don't already know, and that would be fireproofed. Because when you fireproof something, you make it so that it can't catch on fire. So if it's not fireproofed, flammable would be the opposite of that, and that would be that it is highly likely to catch on fire. Which, if we look at our definition of flammable as an adjective, it means able to catch fire easily. And so a lot of times on products, you will see this warning on the back that says flammable chemicals are located within the enclosure. So exposure may result in severe injury, and refer to the maintenance manual before servicing. So just making sure that you guys know, as the consumer of the product, that if you put this near a flame, it'll probably catch fire and cause some damage to your property. Our next word is hover. It's a verb. And our example sentence is hummingbirds hover by beating their wings at 60 times a second. Hover means to remain in place over an object or location. Kind of like hoverboards, how they just hover right above the ground, but they're not touching the ground, but they're not going forward or backwards, or really upwards or downwards. They're just hovering. And so, for an example, in case you guys haven't seen a hummingbird, um, they beat their wings super fast and they kind of just hover like that in one location. They just hover. So our next word is inflate, and it's a verb. And our example sentence is inflate your bike tires to the correct pressure. And inflate means to fill with air or other gas. And I thought this gif was really funny. It's an inflatable boat, and it's a try me, so when he tries it, it inflates. It fills up with air and it expands. And for those of you who realized, expand is also a vocab word that we had previously. Good job catching that. Okay, next word is jeopardy. It's a noun. And if we change the suffix, the ending of the word, it becomes a verb as jeopardize. And our example sentence is mountaineers who climb without partners put their lives in jeopardy. So, what can jeopardy mean? Jeopardy as a noun means danger, plain and simple. So, if we look back and we read, mountaineers who climb without partners put their lives in danger, it makes just as much sense as the word jeopardy. Jeopardize as a verb is to put in danger of loss or injury. So, if someone were to say, so and so is jeopardizing their career by doing XYZ, that just means that they're putting themselves in a position to lose their job. They're jeopardizing their job. Okay, next word is moor, and it's a verb. It can also be a noun as mooring. And our example sentence is after the sailors moored the boat to the dock, they went ashore. And the two definitions that we are given are to hold in place with ropes or anchors as a verb, or if we change the ending and the suffix to make it mooring, becomes a noun and then means a place to which a boat or aircraft can be moored. Now, if you were to come across this in another piece of literature like books or etc., whose setting take place in Europe, there are landforms called moors, and those are a little bit different. but for our intents and purposes during this lesson and this set of words, it's going to be to hold in place with ropes or anchors, or a place to which a boat or aircraft can be moored. So here's a picture. You can see this boat is attached with rope to a metal anchor in cement to keep that boat from moving and going anywhere else other than where it's supposed to be. Alrighty, our next word is plummet. It's a verb. And our example sentence is we tried not to panic as the apartment elevator plummeted to the basement. So, plummet means to fall suddenly toward the earth or to fall to a lower level, to plunge. So, I don't know if you guys have seen Looney Tunes. I love Looney Tunes, but whenever I think of plummet, I think of Wile E. Coyote falling. Like he just plunges because he is so prone to running off the side of cliffs. He plunges straight down to earth to a lower level. Our next word is pollute. Pollute is a verb, and if you change the suffix and add ion instead of e, it becomes a noun as pollution. So, our example sentence is teachers help keep your mind from being polluted by incorrect information. What words in this sentence help you figure out what the word polluted means? So, pollute as a verb means to make impure or dirty. Pollution as a noun is the action of polluting or the state of being polluted. And usually it's going to be that second one. If you were to be like, there's a lot of pollution in the ocean, it's the state of being polluted. So, for example, all this trash, all this garbage, it's impure, it's dirty, it's cluttering up the area, nothing's growing there anymore. It's polluted. That's a lot of pollution. Our next word is propel. It's a verb. And our example sentence is two engines propel the speedboat. So, two engines propel the speedboat. What words in there can you use to connect to your background knowledge and figure out what the word propel means? So, propel as a verb means to push or drive forward. Stationary, it is an adjective. Our example sentence is a stationary bicycle is used for exercise. So, what does stationary mean? Stationary as an adjective means not moving or not changing. Now, just like the word more has another set of meanings in a different context, so does stationary. A lot of times you will hear, like your grandparents or people from an older generation will say, "Oh, um, I'm writing on stationery," or "I'm writing at my stationery desk." They are referring to letters, writing letters, stationery on little cards or pens. But like I said, for our intents and purposes, you really only need to know that stationery is not moving or not changing. Our next word is superb. Superb is an adjective, and the example sentence is the view of the mountaintop was superb. And our definition is of the highest quality, grand, and splendid. Ding, ding, ding. We are getting hit with all the vocab words today. Lots of reoccurring vocab words that we've already seen. So if you already know what splendid means, you already know what superb means. It's of the highest quality. It is grand. It is splendid. All right, guys, and our last word is swivel. It is a noun and a verb. And our example sentence is owls can swivel their heads to look behind them. So, what does that mean? What does it mean when an owl swivels their head to look behind them? So, swivel as a noun means a fastening that allows any part joined to it to swing freely. As a verb, swivel means to turn freely around a fixed point, like an owl's head can turn completely around its neck. And swivelly chairs are a great example of fastenings that allow any part to be swung freely. You can swivel. It moves freely around a fixed point. Great. As always, great job using context clues and inferencing. I continue to challenge you to use these words in our live chat and in our streaming. It just helps you and it helps your peers get familiar with the words and start to recognize them in conversation as well as reading. That way, when you guys go through the text and the novels, it's so much easier for you guys when you see these words to understand what they mean. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, please feel free to leave them in the Ed Puzzle section. And if you have any celebrations, we love to hear them. We miss you guys. We can't wait um, till school returns to normal. So, alrighty, guys, have a great day. Thank you so much for sticking it out. Enjoy. See you later.